This video is brought to you by Robinhood, the free and easy to use investment and trading brokerage. Robinhood allows you to trade and buy stocks, ETFs, bonds, and cryptocurrencies completely free. Also, if you download using the link in the description below, you'll get one free stock valued up to $200 just for signing up. No, you don't have to deposit a dime, and you could become instantly a part owner in companies like Microsoft, Walmart, McDonald's, or Disney just by getting lucky. So download Robinhood today and start taking advantage of this historic 2020 stock market crash. No, that's not my full portfolio. You guys aren't ready for that just yet. What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, showing you guys the new, absolutely amazing and incredible Plunder Patrol build. Truth be told, I shouldn't even be showing you guys this. So smash that thumbs up video, because in the end, I'm sure this video is gonna screw me over. If you guys don't know, because you probably won't see those videos before I post this one, I have become a very big fan of the Plunder Patrol archetype recently. I love the new support coming out of Eternity Code. Golden Hair is amazing, and especially the purple sailboat. I've come to the conclusion that that is easily the best of their extra deck monsters, and the deck really has some plays, but this build in particular really takes things to the next level and shows you the full potential of the deck. Now, the reason that I'm gonna probably end up getting screwed is because when Yu-Gi-Oh starts up again, I had kind of taken my choices down to either I'm going to play Plunder Patrol or I'm going to play Dragon Maids. And if this video ends up being seen by a lot of people, especially the rare hunters, there's a chance they might buy up all the Plunder Patrol cards, and then I'll end up having to pay more money. So Cap G about to get screwed by his own video. Anyways, let me show you guys what this deck can do. So he's dueling against the Dragma Necros build, and obviously Dragma is a deck that wants to go second. So both decks are in their natural positions, and honestly, this combo, it all pretty much revolves around the fact that you can easily get something like Shadow Mist in the graveyard with the field spell for Plunder Patrol, the shipyard, and then you can make pluses. Also, Plunder Patrol low-key don't need their normal summon nearly as much as you might think. You'll see why in a second. So anyways, you're going to go ahead, send that Shadow Mist to the graveyard, get a search of Golden Hair, and then get a search of Vision Herald Vion. Now, when you summon Vion, drop Malicious into the graveyard, and then banish the Shadow Mist and get yourself that polymerization. Now, at this point in the duel, we really haven't done that much, but we're already technically +3. Just count the pluses. We got 5 cards in hand. We have our field spell on the field. We have Vion, that is 7 cards, unless I'm miscounting. And then we can also summon the Malicious. So there you go. 8 cards +3, basically off doing nothing. But it is going to get better. Also, we have a free ISO. Now, you probably would want to play around hand traps like Nibiru and stuff like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to use that polymerization, and this is why the normal summon aspect of Plunder Patrol doesn't really matter in this build, because when you search poly, you can instantly go for the purple sailboat. This is the one that negates monster effects without using your normal summon, just using the Plunder Patrol monsters in your hand. And this also allows you to play around hand traps, and you can get even additional summons out of this guy to summon monsters from your hand. So it really means you don't need your normal summon for the Plunder Patrol monsters. Anyways, go ahead, go for Malicious, go for ISO'd, get your free warrior search. Now, this can be, from what I can tell, basically anything. You can search any warrior basically in your deck. If you just have a random warrior monster you want to get to for the follow-up turn, like, that's perfectly fine. Now, really why ISO'd works in this build, and let me show you here, is because Plunder Patrol also got themselves a new equip spell in Eternity Code. This means that you can naturally play this equip spell as just part of the Plunder Patrol win condition, but it also opens up for the full ISO play. So I think we're gonna summon Grappler, Anglar from our deck. That gives us a tuner. Now we're gonna go into some cards you guys know that I hate. I think these cards should be banned. I think the game would be way better for it, but Link Cross is the first card. Konami, please ban this card. Don't put it to 1, just ban it. And then we're gonna get ourselves some tokens, and then we'll go into the second card that should be banned. I've been saying forever they should have never brought this card to the TCG. And, the fact that Plunder Patrol technically have a tuner now in Golden Hair means that they can abuse this card as well. But you go for Halifibrax. Every deck that runs this basically is running Mecha Phantom Beasto Lion. You go for the Martial Metal Marcher. This can actually bring Golden Hair back from the graveyard. Go for stuff like Cross Sheep. And then, because again, Plunder Patrol now have tuners, and they can go for synchro level 8s. You can go for the white speedboat, the white sailboat. But why go for that when you can just go for, you know, the Adamantipator Link monster or synchro monster and just get, you know, hard negation out of that. Anyways, activate the effect, bring back golden hair, and then you can just go ahead and you can summon off the purple sailboats. Since the Plunder Patrol archetype is level 4 base in all water monsters, you know we got to go for some totally awesome plays. By the way, of Bahamut Shark, so you get all the best negation. Like these, it's kind of insane that they can go into these plays, but all of these are just kind of generic. I mean, Bahamut Shark isn't, but it just so happens that, you know, they can meet the condition. Anyways, not done yet. Going to summon Golden Hair back from the graveyard with her own effect, and then it can take the Cross Sheep, which you don't really want Cross Sheep on your field anymore. You want to convert that into Blackbeard. Keep in mind, Blackbeard can tag itself out during your opponent's turn, and it can turn itself into Disruption as well. Now, your ending board is going to be very powerful. You have 3 hard negations. Again, you can play through hand traps, and this can also be another disruption. So basically your opponent's going to have one hell of a time trying to play around all of this as you just freely negate their stuff. And keep in mind, 2 of these 3 negations you have on field are free negations. They don't require any like discards. That would be totally awesome, which can negate something, and then it can actually give you one of your Plunder Patrol monsters back to your hand. If you feel confident enough, you can just put the Toad back in your extra deck, because obviously Toad is at 1 now. And here's the thing, if you guys think that this is all the negation that the deck can spit out, I'm going to show you another monster that you really have no business being able to summon in this deck, but you can still summon it. So again, your bread and butter combo is Shadow Mist plus Shipyard. And keep in mind, Shadow Mist is, you know, it's at 3. I think at one point in the OCG, they either semi-limited Shadow Mist or they put it at 1 because people wouldn't stop playing heroes. But we have Rhoda, we have Emergency Call. Like, you can run more ways to get the Shadow Mist, and then you have Terraforming to obviously get the Shipyard. So it's actually like you have so many copies of this card, it should be a fairly easy combo to, you know, sort of get through. I think really one of the power plays of this deck is the fact that, you know, the fusion, the purple sailboat, lets you play through hand traps. A lot of these decks, like Madoche, I think Madoche has one of the highest ceilings in all of Yu-Gi-Oh, but they don't really have a way of playing around the barrel. If your opponent has it, you just lose basically to it, or you're going to be in a bad situation. This deck doesn't have to worry about that, and this deck is going to bust out this Muddy Mud Dragon. Now, usually you would see players, I've only seen this card for the most part, I've seen people usually go into like Red Eyes Dragoon with this, but you can actually go into like some other stuff. You can go into Invoked Merkaba. So like even this deck is using Invoke. We don't need no Alistair the Invoker. We're still going into Invoke monsters. So yeah, you can go into all sorts of crazy negations. By the way, just another way of, I guess this board even has more Omni negates than the last one, because with the last board, your Adamantipator Synchro monster can only negate spells and traps. Obviously, Merkaba can negate spells, traps, or monsters, so it's kind of like depending on your hand. And to me, like, this is really, really eye-opening. I had actually seen this build, or I had seen a build similar to this on YG Organization, but it was just doing against like terrible decks, and I was like, I don't know how legitimate this is. But when you really see this deck in action, and mainly you see how easily it gets to its combo, I mean, just 2 cards and you're basically able to wreck ships. So in my opinion, what's gonna need to happen is Konami gonna need to go ahead and hit Link Cross, and then also hit what's the other one? Halifibrax. I tried telling people for such a long time, by the way. This was cute. He thinks he's going to be able to out the board using the Super Poly effect from the Anaconda, but nah, just going to use the purple sailboat. Going to use Liz, just go ahead and negate that. I tried to tell people for ages that Needle Fiber would do this to the TCG, that it would ruin the game and every deck would just become a Needle Fiber deck. And look at what happens, guys. Every single deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! That can play tuners is basically going into Needle Fiber. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out what the deck looks like on paper. And actually, I will tell you guys, I mean, the deck, this is obviously like a rough draft. You can probably refine this. Like, do you really have to run 3 copies up before a pop up, you know, with this card? Like, it's a card that can give you potential draws, but you know, I would personally never run this card, because if you get hit with Ash Blossom, you're probably gonna lose. But you can see your core monster engine is basically just like a hero package, and then also you're running a bunch of Plunder Patrols. Now don't start cutting these Plunder Patrol monsters, because you do need to have Plunder Patrol monsters in your hand if you're going to fusion summon. Also, when you're using like the effects of the monsters, like the purple sailboat, you need to be able to discard Plunder Patrol cards. So like, don't cut the Plunder Patrol monsters, and you know, they can serve as like discard fodder. Golden Hair can summon itself back from the graveyard, so it's not that big of a deal. And then when you look at the other subsequent pieces that are not heroes and also not Plunder Patrol, they're just basically cards that you're going to use in the, you know, in the scope of the combo. If you happen to draw Mecha Phantom Beast or Lion, it sucks, but you can special summon it from your hand with Halifibrax. 2 copies of Grappler Angler. If you draw both of them, then obviously the Dueling Gods just don't want you to win. I personally would probably try to put a couple of Go Second cards in here. Like, I would just completely cut the pop-ups, maybe some of the other cards. Like, set, do you really need set rotation? Like, I don't know if you really need set rotation. I know we want to get to our field spell badly, but I would put in maybe like Impermanences or Dark Ruler No Mores, and then have my deck have the ability to like go second. But of course, if you guys are interested in this build, it will be in the description below. And you know, give the video a thumbs up, guys, because I feel like a lot of these Plunder Patrol cards gonna go up in price, and then Cap G not even going to be able to afford a deck that he should have been able to make, but you know, he had to make the video. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.